Hello, I guess you can hear me right now. So please let me know through the chat box if you can hear me or not. Okay, great. Uh, so basically, like right now, what we see, this is the 15 minutes. I'll just quickly switch to the 5 minutes. So we have seen some sort of a similar pattern, just like a double top and a rejection from there. So as of now, as far as I'm personally concerned, uh, see, I'm checking out for both sort of opportunities. That is, I'm checking out for long side opportunity as well as short side opportunity. Now, if crude is capable of taking down these levels, okay. So if crude is actually capable of taking down these levels, I would be interested in checking out for shorts, okay. And whereas if crude is capable of giving a good bullish closing on the upside, I would be interested in checking out for longs. Okay, that is, if crude is capable of giving a good bullish closing, I would be interested in checking out for longs. So my anticipation is that the price could manage to pick up at least towards the day's high, and I would still manage to get a good risk reward ratio. So right now, we see that the production of crude oil has actually increased. US production, like it has actually it rose to almost 11.18 million barrels. Okay, in March from 9.78 million barrels in February. Okay, so we kind of actually realized this. And one more thing I just wanted to tell you. So I'll just show you some sort of a like just get let's focus on this itself. So if crude is once again, like if crude is capable of taking down these levels, I'm checking out for short opportunities if crude is managing to break below this. Okay. So not extending this completely right now, but then this is definitely a significant level I'm considering. Okay, I guess I'll just mark out over here. This levels can be actually retraced back to a very long duration of time, but then I'm not going to show you that right now. But let's focus on this. Okay. So I'm kind of considering this to be a good level. So if price is capable of taking out this, so some sort of a short opportunity can be considered. So both sides we can actually check out for opportunities today. And one more thing is that so last complete week, so I have got 4 opportunities on equities, and all the 4 were failing. Okay, all the 4 opportunities on equity were failing. So I had only winning trades in commodities. Directional trading, I got winning opportunities only in commodities. That is crude oil and nickel. So these are the only 2 commodities where I got winning trades in directional trading. Whereas in the case of non-directional, I did it in Nifty. Now I did start this in Bank Nifty. So as far as commodity trading is concerned, that was the only thing that favored directional trading last week. Okay. So we'll have to wait for a while. So I'll just be streaming my screen. In case you have some work, you can continue with your work. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like opportunities won't arise. So we can actually just wait, and you could continue with your work. So I'll be still online. Okay. And so I have a cushion to take 2 losing trades today. Okay. So that is the cushion that I have, and I can afford to risk 2. Okay, so I guess it's going to continue with this trend, but I just need some sort of a good closing about this to check out for some sort of an opportunity. Let's see how the volume is building up. So that is also a factor. How the volume is building up, that is also definitely a factor. So whenever we are tracking crude, how the volume is picking up, that is also definitely a factor. Okay, so show it in 5 minutes. Yeah, sure, I'll show it to you in 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, it looks like this, but then the price action is much more clear in the 15 minutes time frame. So what do you feel about it? So where do you see the price action to be a bit more clear? Or do you get a better clarity about the price action? Where do you see that? Is it in the 15 minute or the 5 minute? So please let me what you feel. So in this particular chart, where do you kind of actually get a better picture? So is it in the 5 minutes or is it in the 15 minutes? What do you feel? Please tell me your opinions. So here, like we kind of definitely, yeah. So we get a better interpretation in the 15 minutes as compared to 5, and we'll stick with the 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm also tracking the 5 minutes. So how many of you feel some sort of a bearish move is going to come in, and how many of you feel some sort of a bullish move is coming in? So if you want to ask any questions, you can ask me. So today, no, I haven't taken any single trade in the Indian markets. I haven't done anything. Yeah, you can just unmute yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. The crude seems like it is going to just uh, pick up from these levels. Okay, and I'll just quickly share with you the Indian market chart also. They're having some friends who have mentioned that what do you say, like Indian market chart and uh, international market chart are not coinciding with each other. Okay, but I don't know why you felt so. Can you explain how rollover and monthly adjustments can be done and how it affect the market? Okay, so every monthly expiry, you know that like the options contract, the futures contract, they actually have an expiry day associated with the same, right? So now basically what happens? So once the expiry is done, so what happens? Now there could be some people who would actually be speculating on the bullish side. Okay, and the expiry date is kind of done, and definitely they'll have to switch their positions to the coming contract, right? So now there could be some individuals who would be who would be under a short-term speculation, who would be booking their profits or losses and coming out. Whereas someone who is actually speculating or hedging or something for a larger duration of time, they would shift their position from the present contract to the upcoming contract. So that is what we kind of mentioned to the rollover. Okay. And how it affects the market. So definitely like when yesterday was the expiry. Okay. And I just wanted to tell you, so this phenomenon actually starts in the last week of the month, the expiry. So not at the time of expiry, of after expiry it starts uh, getting like it starts the rollover starts coming. It starts before that only. So we see more contracts being made, and we kind of actually usually see much more volatility also. Okay, 10-minute back I'm feeling bearish. So let's see how it goes. So as I mentioned to you, I'm actually flexible for both side positions. And so as I mentioned to you, the recent thing that we kind of actually have is the increased production. Okay, so there is an increased production that we see, and Dow is dropping. So that is one more thing that we can actually consider. So I'll just compare. I'll just add one more chart over here. So we'll just compare this with US 30. So that see, I'm already tracking this friends, but then for you to observe it, that's why I'm doing it. Okay, US 30, new pane. I guess I'll do it this way. They'll just change it to lines chart. I'll just change it to candles, right? So US 30 is also taking a drop, and maybe this is actually giving us some sort of a further conviction to go for a short beyond these levels. So I'll just tell you, like, let the price actually just give a good closing, and once we get a confirmation, a follow-up candle, we'll think about initiating a short. Okay, so let's first wait. God, what a song. Okay, so there's yes, good observation. So that is definitely bad for the Dow. Okay, and definitely something that is bad for Dow is usually bad for crude also. Okay, how is the Indian market chart looking like? So Indian market chart would be looking like this. So this is how the Indian market chart is looking like. Okay. So we'll track the US, we'll kind of track the US oil for now. And so let's see how it goes. So I hope we can have some exciting opportunities today. And I personally have a risk appetite of 2R for tonight. Personally having a risk appetite of 2R for tonight. Oil demand does not look too bad overall. Says Iran production is looming. Okay. So what time frame is this? Okay, this is the 15 and the other one is the 5. Okay, fine. So US 30 is kind of, I guess, we would soon be getting a short opportunity, friends. Okay. So I personally feel we are going to get a good short opportunity. Okay. We might get an opportunity with a pretty good, like, uh, with a stop of almost 15 points. So I suppose, let's see how it goes. What is the difference between WTI and USIC? WTI is US oil and US 30 is, what do you say? The US 30 futures, the index. So we might get an opportunity. So let's stay tuned. Okay. Guys, yeah. I'm placing an order 4863. Sell order on crude at 4863 with my stop loss at 4875. Okay. You might get a good drop. So current traded price is 4862. Yeah, Indian market, I'll just show you the chart just a second. Okay, so the Indian market charts actually look like this. And okay, so I actually went for a short considering the fact that Dow is actually dropping. And so this looks like a stop of just around 4863. Just a second. Yeah. So the stop distance was actually just like a 10 points. Okay. So if US 30 is capable of breaking down further, so I'll be capable of capturing some good moves. Okay. So that is why the short has been initiated. So let's see how it goes. And once again, this is also an aggressive entry. So we have actually taken out an entry before the price has given a closing. So my average entry price is 4864. Okay, 4864 is my average entry. So even though I had planned to enter at 4863, average entry is at 4864. Okay, so 4864 and stop at 4865, like 11-point stop. And so Dow is still dropping. I'll just quickly come to the other chart now. So Dow is actually still dropping, and this gave me the conviction to go ahead for an aggressive short. Okay. So this gave me the conviction to go ahead for an aggressive short. Now let's see how it goes. So currently the price is at 4865. Okay. Okay. Now it has come down to 4861. So if Dow is dropping further, so that would actually help US 30 also to pierce down further. So let's see how it goes. And so India market, it came down to 48, how much? 4859. That's not enough. So let's see how it kind of actually goes, guys. So this is the trade. And so let's see how it goes. Can we go short? So once again, like this is not any, so trade based on your own discretion. So I'm already in the trade. Okay. So this, my trade is already there. So I'm already in the trade at 4864 average. Okay. 4854 is another level, right? So I hope I can have a great closing for the week. I wish. Okay. I wish. And honestly speaking, last 1 week, equity market just ruined me. Okay, four trades, all four have been losing. All four directional trades in equity has been losing. So crude supposed to drop further. Come on, don't disappoint me. Okay, guys. So crude has given us a 10-point move. Okay. Yeah. So we have got a 10-point move. I just need something like a 15-point move, then I would have thought about mitigating the risk. Come on. That is, I could cut one, like, I could cut one part of my positions and then I could carry forward the rest if this sort of happens. I wish a 1 hour, like, just beyond a 1 hour, that would actually, can it be a false one? It can be. Okay. So it can be a false one. And as I mentioned to you, like half of my directional, half of any directional trade would fail, right? So I just need something like a 1 hour, so a bit beyond a 1 hour, and then I could. So let's have a track of US 32. US 30 is kind of finding some sort of a support, and this is one factor that is not, or this is actually one factor that is kind of. So US 30 dropping further would help crude oil also to drop further. So let's actually wait for that. So US dollar is kind of just finding some sort of a support. This breakout is happening with less volume, yes. Okay, India market chart is like this now. So just need this to be taken out. So if we get a something better than a 1 hour, then I could think about mitigating my risk. So right now the problem is US 30 is kind of just forming its first green candle after some good drop. Okay. So after a pretty long time, US 30 kind of forms its first uh, green candle. So another green. Okay, come on, come on. Okay, guys. Yeah, yes, we're done with 13 points. So 13 points, that is kind of more than the risk. And okay, I was not able to take out an exit. Quite unfortunately, I was not able to take out an exit because the price just dropped 13, 14 points and then it is picking up. Okay. My God. That was so fast. I was not able to even punch. Okay, I'll just show you the movement in Indian market chart. Just have a look at this. So that was like a drop, such a quick drop. So from our entries, it kind of actually came down by almost 14, 15 points. And from there, like without like before even I just could tap the button and just pick. So I just want to mitigate the risk in this trade. That is my first part. I just wanted to do. That is, I don't want to go home the losing trade tonight. So 14 points, yeah, that's kind of decent for me to cut a part of my positions. It's kind of looking very volatile, right? And see, US 30 is something that is going against us now. So this is something that I'm concerned about. So this is something I'm concerned about. So US 30 is looking like is finding a support over here. I need a big red candle to come up in US 30. So I guess everybody gets a sense of understanding how we could track the US 30 alongside with crude, right? So today we saw that US 30 was a bit more leading as compared to crude oil, or was kind of acting as some sort of a leading. It was leading as compared to crude. So right now we are kind of it's kind of like 7 points from our entry below. Okay, so we are gaining 7 points, but then since the risk that we have taken is 11 points, I just need something like a 13, 14 points before I break even. Okay, let's wait, and this could be something very interesting. Okay, so sharp moves, so fast moves. Okay, so it's down 10 points again. In the sense, crude has dropped 10. So this time I'm having my guns loaded. I just need to. Uh, okay, so my plan was to cut 30% of my positions. I'll cut 50% of my positions at 14 points. Okay, and then hold the rest with a bit more trail stop. So sharp. One needs to be really sharp. So at least till these levels. Uh, See, honestly, like just a fraction of seconds. Just okay. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, yes, yes. One more point. Just one more point. Oh, uh, would have been a good target 4850. So right now it is at 4852. Yeah, so I just need one more point. So then I would be capturing like a 13 point. Okay, so that's where my orders has been placed. This, my God, what is happening? So what is Crude trying to do? See, US 30 should drop. So I would like US 30 to kind of actually drop. Then we could see once we have mitigated our risk, then I can hold the position in a safe manner, right? The sense I could hold it in a safe manner, then I don't have any tension. Just ride the trend. Two more points. Two more points. Just need two more points. One more point. One more point. No. I'm just waiting out to take an exit with a 13-point gain. Okay. Yes. Yes, guys. Yes, yes, done. Okay. So risk is mitigated. Okay. So the risk has been mitigated. So now no more risk in the trade. Okay. And so in fact I was capable of capturing a 14 points. Okay, so 14 points has been cut, captured in the first part. So I have cut half of my positions, and the next thing that I'm kind of actually going to do is, so anyways, now what is going to happen? So out of 1 hour, so a part of my positions has been booked. We have taken a risk of 11 points. Okay, so we have taken a risk of 11 points. So I have captured a 14 points. I have cut 50% of my positions here. So next thing I'm kind of actually going to do is, since crude has taken up a drop, so initially if our risk goes over here, I'm thinking about bringing my risk down. Okay, so the risk is actually being brought down to somewhere over here, that is 4871. Okay, so if you ask me, like, does it make much of a difference? The answer is no. But then still, like, as far as the ratios are concerned, this would do a good job. Okay. So the stop loss is actually being traded now. So it is like, that's something only I know and people at my office know. So it will be like that only. Right. So stop loss is being trailed to 4840, and yes, good. So we are capable of riding the rest of the trend also. If price is capable of dropping down further, so we can comfortably ride the rest of the trend, and the trade is risk free, right? So no tensions, right? So that's good. And see, as far as I'm personally concerned, my first priority is on mitigating the risk. Okay. So yes, now I'll just switch to the other charts. Good selling pressure is coming in, and it's almost like 40 points. Sorry, it is 20 points below our entry. So right now that is just kind of a 2 hour moment. Okay, so let's have a look at a crude oil dropping, and let's kind of actually also have a look at US 30. And crude is dropping. It's like 42 points. Sorry, 22 points below our entry. Okay. And yes. So anyways, I can ride on to this. I can hold on to this risk free. Okay, no problem, man. So I can ride on to this risk free. So as far as someone who's trading crude is concerned, as I've always mentioned, so how you're capable of trading, that is what matters. Okay. So as far as the next significant level is personally concerned, just a second, I'll just. So as far as the next significant level is kind of concerned, in the case of US oil, it is somewhere around $66.5 that I'm personally considering. So right now US oil is trading at 66.7. Okay. So just hold on. I just kind of actually hold on to this trade. So as much as possible, I'll think about riding it. So I'm just bringing, okay, another good drop, guys, another good drop in crude. And I'm thinking about trailing my stop to my entry right now. Okay. So this trade is completely risk free, and anyways, I'm going home with a profit. Okay. So my average entry price was 4863. Sorry, 4864. Order price was 4863, but entry we got at 4864. So now we have trailed our stop to 4864. 4863 will do it. So trade has become risk free. Anyways, already earlier itself trade has become risk free. Now if prices actually are coming up back, so I'll be able to go home with a zero point 0.5 hour. Okay. Anyways, let's see how it goes. Okay, friends, like I'll just have to clear off my positions right now because there's a chances that the stop loss can be kissed. Uh, just wait for this candle to close and just decide if I'll just clear off my positions. This is like a really bullish closing. I might think about clearing my positions. Just have a track of US 32. So crude looks like it's going to play with everyone. Looks like it's just trying to play with everyone. See, I wish along with this drop, I kind of actually just wish that so US 30 also supported the move. So then the drops would be much more favorable to us. Okay. Anyways, let's see how it goes. So US 30 shouldn't form higher highs. Shouldn't be US 30 should not be capable of taking a high above this. Okay, that like it should not be kind of be forming a higher high. Rather, this should kind of actually end up being a lower high, and then it should go. So US oil demand was up 920 over 5%. Okay, demand has increased. Okay, uh, some tweets coming in. Just reading through that. So how do you find crude? So how do you guys find crude oil? So is it interesting or so the movements are kind of really swift. And as you know, as you kind of actually see crude, see first of all, like a price action gets respected the most in what is price action actually gets respected the most in uh, currencies. Then comes commodities. Then only comes the Indian indices, any index. So after that only comes the equities. So guys, US 30 is kind of forming a higher high. It's taking out a high, and there are chances that crude could actually just retrace back a bit. Then one thing I'll kind of actually do. So in that case, then I'll cut my positions here. So with whatever we can actually take home, then we would kind of actually just think about fresh positions based upon a retest, if that is the case. Okay. So let's see if crude is capable of picking up and giving a strong closing beyond this. So we'll consider thinking about that. Okay. So let's wait. So right now the price is just 12 points below our entry. So first position we had cut at 14 points gain. So if I cut the rest here, that would be, okay, right now it is 13 points below our entry. So just wait. So just kind of see how this candle is getting formed. So this candle would actually have a lot to tell us. This particular candle. What if the current candle makes lower low with respect to the previous candle? Uh, I'll hold on to the trade. Okay, this candle is giving us a good bearish closing, dropping further down. I'll hold on to the trade. So worst case scenario in this particular trade, what is going to happen is I'll have a profit of 0.6 R. Okay, that's the worst case scenario that is going to happen in this trade. If price rebounds back, it's my stop. That's the worst thing that is going to happen. So now Dow is dropping, but crude doesn't seem like it is interested in taking a dip. So I hope it faces a rejection from here and then drops further alongside Dow. So this is what I would love to have. So US 30 kind of dropping, crude kind of facing a rejection over here, then dropping down. So I wish that happens. Okay, so the rest of the positions are still running at 9 points profit. So if I cut the entire positions here, so my average would be a 9 plus 14 divided by 2, which is nothing else but like a 23 by 2, right? So which is once again better than a 1 hour, slightly better than an hour. It's getting interesting. So let's see what crude has in store for us. So my stop is kept at 4863 right now. That is over here. So our entry was average entry was at 4864. Stop is kept at 4863. So let's see how it goes. So let's quickly have our eyes on US 30 also. See, US 30 should not form another high. Uh, okay, so now It's kind of getting very interesting. Can crude manage to pierce above this and just go up? So there are high chances that our stock can get kissed now. Okay, very high chances. So I'm just going to do something. So I'm just kind of cutting this position with 8 points gain. So then I'll think about an entry if this level is getting pierced now. Okay. I guess that will be the best thing I can do now. So it's kind of done, guys. So I'm out of the trade. Okay. Now, as far as this particular trade is actually concerned, in the first part, the first tranche of the trade, so basically what happens is I was capable of capturing a 14 points. Okay. And in the second part, I was capable of capturing a 8 point. So that together kind of makes it up a 22. And being like considering the fact that 50-50 was cut, the average that I'm capturing is 11 points. So which is nothing else but the R, right? So whatever is the risk that has been taken has been regained back. So if you kind of evaluate the trade, I would say it's not a great trade or is not uh, like something that can be considered as a great trade because we are not capturing anything more than the risk. But whatever we have risk, we have gained it back. So we risked R, we gained R. Okay. So so that means yeah, I have an R. So I started off the day by having a risk appetite of 2R. So anyways, I have an R. Now, what I'm kind of thinking about doing is I'll check out for further opportunities if the price can manage to take out this particular level hereafter. So I'll be checking out for initiating positions based on that. And apart from that, I really don't think there is much of an opportunity that is there. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So feel free to ask. So once again, like this is not a brilliant trade or something, not kind of a brilliant trade or something because we have risk R, we have gain back R, but definitely is good. We were capable of mitigating our risk, but then like seems like Crude really doesn't want to help us further. Okay, and I don't want my stop be taken out. I just want okay. So a stop would have been kissed over here. So if that is the case, I would have come out with a 0.6R. Why the chart patterns of WT and Indian have slight differences? Because slight difference would be there, man, because the like conversion should be there, no? So you can unmute yourself. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. Uh, you can unmute yourself and ask. Ravi, please unmute yourself and ask. So Ravi, like I'm just unmuting you to begin with. Okay, hello. Ravi, hello. So good that we came out, else our stove would have been kissed. Ravi, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah. Ravi, like when we are trading in Indian markets, we are trading in Indian rupee, right? So as far as
Yes.
US oil is concerned, the values are in dollars. So after all these conversions and all, yeah, slight variations would be there, but then more or less the charts will be the same. Now, one is that so international markets, the market closes only for like 2 hours, while our markets after 11:30, right, like 9 only.
Yeah.
So that variation, so price action would be incomplete in Indian oil charts. So that is why we always analyze it on the US oil charts. Got it.
Okay.
That is the reason.
And
Yeah.
one more thing, actually, why there is a difference in candles? It is also due to conversion or what? Like red candle, green candle.
I don't think so. You want to cross check these candles? Let's see. So last three candles are green, right?
Yes.
Last three candles are green, almost same only. Now let's have a look at the three candles before that. One, two, three. Okay.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3. So this candle is actually red, but like shape, if you look at the shape is more or less the same itself, right? So slight
Uh,
can happen, but
Ali,
shape
your
is,
voice is breaking.
uh, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, yes, yes,
Shape is actually more or less the same itself. Even though slight variation is there, shape is more or less the same itself, right?
yes,
Yeah. So it doesn't matter much. Then let's see the three candles before that. One, two, three. Let's have a look how the candles are over here. One, two, three. This is looking more or less the same itself, right? Then one,
yes.
two, three, four. Look at these candles. So this is also looking more or less the same. So apart from this one,
Same.
like some sort of a doji is there. Here it was like a hammer. But see, but when you compare and see, more or less both are looking the same, right? Even though if
Yes.
it's not exactly the same, more or less is the same, right? So that's all what we want. Am I right? Okay. So Ravi, I guess it's clear for you. Then Sudhir is asking, what is the best way to examine trend change? So Sudhir, so we have a lot of friends who are using RSA divergence and all. But then, like honestly speaking, I kind of just stick with a plain price. Okay, so I kind of stick with a plain price. Then I kind of actually have a look at the volumes that is getting formed with respect to the drops, all this stuff that is taking place. Then you can always have a look. So, for example, see, we kind of actually so initially crude oil was dropping, and along with that, US 30 was also dropping. So after that, US 30 stopped dropping. Right. So
Yeah,
this would actually probably so this was leading, right? Sudhir, did we
Yeah,
see that earlier? So
yeah,
we can
yeah, I saw.
actually saw that US 30 actually started picking up before crude oil actually picking up. So it was a bit leading, we could say. So
Yeah,
things like that can make you alert. But let me just tell you once again, we can't predict the markets. We can react towards it. So all these things we can use as confluence. So as far as crude oil trading is concerned, as I mentioned to you, so your first priority should be on to mitigate the risk. Okay.
yeah.
So now, as far as possible, think about mitigating the risk. So once the risk part is actually mitigated, then it is fine. Like if you are capable of mitigating the risk, then it is kind of actually fine.
Uh, could you explain again, like the way you mitigated the risk in
Okay.
this trade?
I'll just tell you. See, in this particular trade, the risk taken was 11 points. Okay. So
Yeah,
11 points was 1 hour. Now, so let's say that you are trading two quantities. Okay. If
yeah,
you're trading two quantities and 11 points is your risk. So now let's say that the price is giving down a move of 14 points. Okay.
yeah,
Let's say that you are exiting one lot over here. So how much will you gain in this one lot? 14 points, right?
yeah, yeah,
Now let's say that again the price is actually dropping down. Let's say price is dropping down to maybe some 30 points or 40 points. So you are kind of, let's say you are kind of exiting one lot with 30 points profit. So how much would you gain over here? Plus 30. Now what will
yeah.
be
Plus
your average return? So your average is going to be 30 plus 14.
40. Yeah,
44. 44 divided by 2 is going to be
22.
so 22 is
Yeah,
what you're returning by risking 11 points. So what is
okay.
your R? It is 2R, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So same way in this particular case, what actually happened is that I kind of entered the trade, and in the first part, I have been able to cut 14 points. I have been
40.
able to capture 14 points, and the
Yeah,
rest of the part I was capable of capturing only 8 points. So what
8
is that?
point.
Like total I captured?
22.
That is 22. 22 divided by 2, which is nothing
Yeah,
else but 11 points.
11 point.
So I took a risk of 11 points. I was capable of making 11 points. So what is my return on the risk I had taken?
In
Same
1 hour.
1 hour. So as far as things like crude is kind of concerned, so there could be times when crude oil is giving you like a 50 point, 60 point, 100 point. In the year like 2019, so we have actually captured a trade with 200 points.
Great.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there are trades like that. So there are kind of trades like that also that happens. So what happens is, so you should be able to ride your winners to the full extent.
uh,
The,
okay.
like many a times you'll be able to kind of actually be capable of capturing something like a 3 hour, 4 hour, and all. So for that particular purpose, yeah, you should be thinking about trailing, keeping on trailing. So initially, I was actually thinking about cutting. So initially, I was thinking about cutting like 30% of my positions at uh, the first part, that is capturing 14 points, and then holding on to the rest. The reason I kind of cut half of my positions is because of the fact that I was actually kind of finding some sort of a bullish, showing some
Okay.
sort of
Yeah.
over here. So that kind of actually gives me some sort of a confusion, right? So that's why.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Understand.
Is that right? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, Sudhir. So thank you. That was a very brilliant question. And yeah. So any other questions you guys have, please feel free to ask. Any other questions that anyone else has, feel free to ask that. Okay. How to use CCI? Are you asking about the indicator, man? Like, are you asking regarding that? Okay. Honestly speaking, like, I'm not aware of it. Commodity channel index, right? Commodity channel index is an indicator, is an oscillator originally introduced by, okay. I'm not really sure, man. It's in identifying cyclic triangles, not only in commodities, but also equities and currencies. I personally don't use it, so it's best that I don't comment on it. Okay. Govinda, like, it's better I don't comment on it because I don't use it, right? So let's check out if some sort of an opportunity can be found out over here. Let's see if we can get another trade. And yeah, I'll always be giving you the recording. So if you have some other commitments, you can take a leave. So if you're getting some sort of a bearish rejection over here, I'll be interested in checking out for another opportunity. Okay. So this week, like I got some pretty good trades on nickel, crude. Then for non-directional, it was good. Like I had a calendar spread that went well. Then straddles, Bank Nifty short straddles, they went well. So strangle on Thursday, that also, yeah. So as far as equity trading was concerned, like as I mentioned to you, like 4 trades I did in equity, all the 4 failed. So, uh, but commodities, yeah, that was very smooth, and this thing also, non-directional trading also. So yeah, I don't think now. So it has to kind of give some sort of a good rejection over here, or give a closing below this. So then we could check out. So let's see what Dow is going to do. So just wait for another 5 to 10 minutes. If you don't get an opportunity, we'll wind up. So meanwhile, if you have some questions, feel free to ask me. So feel free to ask if you have any questions. Any questions? So did anyone take this trade alongside? Was there anyone in this trade? So was there anyone in this trade alongside who was capable of taking a shot alongside? No one. Okay, yeah, at least 2 of you. Okay, great. Okay, so I guess like we'll just wind up today's meeting. And I think this week this has been the second or third live trading session that we did on crude, right? And so like I didn't have any losing trade on commodities this week, so that's like a very good thing for me. When US 30 and Dow Jones was close, so you purely go on price action. See, honestly, like I personally trade only in the evening hours. Okay, so I usually trade only after 6, and that is when majority of the moves also kind of coming. Okay, so only after 6 I go, so it doesn't become a big factor. Yeah, so more momentum, so more participants, etc. So guys, like I guess we can just end this meeting for now. And if any other opportunity arises, I'll be updating you with the Zoom meeting link. So please join back. If any opportunities comes, if you're free, please join back. Else I'll always give you the recording, don't worry. So for now, I'm just ending this meeting. So let's catch up later. Okay, so I hope all of you had a great trading day. So today I didn't trade the Indian markets. Was a bit busy with some work. So yes, so let's see. So I hope I can just wind up this meeting then. Thank you.